Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 14th, I think. Do I ever know what day it is? No. Do I ever know what day I'm shooting for? No. But, that's probably why you watch me, because I have no clue what day it is. But anyway, Virgo, let's jump right in here and see what is going on for you this week. We are going to just jump right in here. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what is going on for you at this time here, Virgo. But I like the direction here, Virgo, for sure. And this looks good. I definitely like it. So, Virgo, you start off with this poverty card here. I wouldn't worry about this because to me, again, this deck, it can represent a lot of things. It could represent a financial difficulties or financial loss. But as I always say, the point of watching tarot is not for me to tell you that you're stuck in poverty or that you're stuck in general with the Eight of Swords. The point of tarot is to point out opportunities where you can escape or where you can make things better or whatever, right? So, or at least that's why people should be watching me. I mean, there are plenty of readers, I'm sure, that talk shit the whole time, but not me, right? So, what I would say here is that some of you could be feeling left out in the cold. Some of you are feeling poverty. Just looking at this reading here, it's very clear that this is happening in, one of two ways. For some of you, Eight of Cups could be happening in a love relationship here where you're walking away from a connection. And for others, this could be a financial situation for sure. It could literally be you feeling stuck in poverty. But of course, you are not stuck. And like I said, you have the, really great cards. You have the Ten of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles in the world. Are you kidding me? Very positive financial card, so wouldn't really worry about this. I definitely feel like you've been feeling like, and really kind of like the message I'm getting off this card in the first place is just kind of being at your wit's end. Just kind of you have been in a position where it's kind of like you're kind of scrounging for resources and maybe looking for resources. And again, this doesn't have to be financial. This could be energetic. You could be feeling extremely tired or extremely exhausted. And it's like you're kind of like looking for these resources. You have this Scorpion card here at the end. And this Scorpio keeps showing up in your reading. It's kind of funny because I read the Queen of Cups as Scorpio. Most people read the Queen of Cups as Cancer. I have several reasons for that, but, I could talk about that all day long. But what I would say here is that I do feel some of you could be dealing with a difficult Scorpio, but really that Scorpion is your answer because it's about getting to the point, and a lot of people have been getting this, and I'm going to talk about that here at the end. You have the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles here. I definitely feel like teamwork would be extremely beneficial for you at this time. I'm pretty sure this came up in the bonus reading that I just did for you as well. I'll make sure to link that down below. But in that bonus reading, I was talking about how teamwork would kind of really makes the dream work for you at this time, or getting help from other people. I like to remind people as well that it's like, if you want to do things independently, that's fine. But we can work on a team without actually being part of a team. We can, number one, we can get advice from other people. We can watch YouTube videos and we can learn from other people. It's not really teamwork, but again, I feel like, there's this kind of like idea that you should be surrounding yourself with people like mentors, but it's like some of those mentors could be dead. Maybe they have videos on YouTube. There are people like Zig Ziglar, right? He's one of mine and I watch him all the time because he gets me motivated, he gets me moving and all that other stuff. I consider him to be part of my team. And I feel for some of you, this could say you can still be independent. You can still do things on your own. But make sure to kind of be filling your head with these good ideas. I'm getting something about your head on this Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords doesn't really represent the head, but it is popping into my head. Some of you could be having something with the head. I'd be careful of that because I am picking up on devil energy, even though the devil doesn't show up here yet. We're going to clarify, but I'm kind of picking up on that kind of like devilish or like kind of devil-ish energy. That's the best way I could say it with this Eight of Swords energy. So I would just something to pay attention to is what I would say to you here, Virgo. But other than that, I feel like for the most part, this is mostly saying that for you to escape this lack of resources here, that you need to kind of consider working on a team or just consider kind of the ideas and the thoughts that you're putting into your head at this time. You have the Page of Wands here, going on adventure. I don't know. Just like pretty much all the readings are pretty boring because I feel like just looking at the astrology, it's like everybody's being pushed towards a new adventure. It just is what it is, plain and simple. Ten of Pentacles, there you go. Fortune after difficulty. By the way, I consider the Ten of Pentacles to be a card of hidden resources or hidden information as well. To me, it's my card of finding kind of like finding treasure. You can read the Ten of Pentacles, two ways. Is you could read this as like a family, and there's an older gentleman here, and this can represent like inheritance or long-term wealth or building something long-term. Definitely represents that. But there's another way to read the Ten of Pentacles, which is that this man here actually represents a beggar, and he's coming in and he's bearing a gift. He is bringing the family a gift. There are a couple of decks out there that actually do kind of make him appear to be more of a beggar, and it just represents receiving information from an unlikely source. It can represent kind of gold coming in the form of ideas, education, or learning. So it's kind of funny that I said that about your head and you get the Ten of Pentacles here. So I feel for some of you, learning as much as you can would be good for you. Even in the Lenormand card reading system, the Ten of Diamonds, which could be the Ten of Pentacles, is called the Book, and the book is always closed. That's popping into my head right now. And it just represents the fact that there is information that could make you very successful, but again, the book is closed on the book card. You need to open the book. You need to do the research. And you have the Five of Swords here, too independent. So I feel like some of you need to open up to kind of teamwork. It's kind of funny because in that video that I said that on, somebody left a comment about how I was wrong about teamwork and how they're never going to work on a team. I'm like, oh. Stay stuck. That's fine. I don't care, right? Good for you, right? You're gonna be, you're gonna reach the finish line at the end of life alone. That's fine. Or not having worked on a team, and it'll just take you longer. The Five of Swords is kind of like needing to let go of your pride, and I'm not calling you out here, Virgo. That person who left that comment, definitely calling them out for sure, right? And I try to piss people like that off as much as possible. But what I would say here is that, this is kind of like saying, don't allow your pride to get in the way, is kind of what I feel with that Five of Swords energy. And again, you can still do things independently. You have the Knight of Wands in the next row here. I feel like you've dealt with too much inconsistent energy. So if you're having a hard time working on a team, totally understandable, right? It's like maybe you've tried to do teamwork in a relationship, you've dealt with too much inconsistency. You've tried to do teamwork in work or business, too much inconsistency. Definitely kind of like part of a problem. Definitely a problem is what I would say to you. It's funny because I've talked to a lot of people who have this issue of like, in business, like wanting to hire someone, but dealing with inconsistent energy. I feel like you're, kind of like what I'm getting here with the Eight of Pentacles is the challenge is focus. Like, let's say you're working on a team or you're trying to form a team to build something. I would make sure that you're not having someone do a billion different things, right? Eight of Pentacles, that guy traditionally on the Eight of Pentacles is focusing on one thing, and he's just building those pentacles, right? So it's like if you're working on a team, make sure that you're delegating and having each person, or if you're working with one other person, do one thing. That's kind of popping into my head here. Same thing in a relationship as well. If this is I feel like some of you could be in a relationship. I would just be careful of like making certain things kind of like more important than they actually are. It's kind of funny because I was watching a video today. I don't remember what it was about, but, I do remember what it was about, but I don't remember what the video was. But it was basically about this husband and wife that got in a fight over a basketball hoop. It's like, if you're in a relationship and you're fighting over a basketball hoop, that's like pretty ridiculous, right? So I feel like this is kind of like, for some reason, I'm getting this message of it needing to be very important. Like, I feel like it's very important this week that you kind of pick and choose your battles. And I also feel like you need to kind of gain a perspective here. It's kind of weird because I'm picking up on like hangman energy as well. And I feel for some of you, that's what this is saying. Putting this all together, though, you have the Ten of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles in the World. As always, Virgo, the World is an accomplishment. I always get that. You always get this. You always get butterflies in your readings, by the way. Eight of Pentacles with these butterflies in this deck. This is the Tarot, the Mystical Moments, by the way, if you're wondering. But there are butterflies on this card. When I use that butterfly deck, you get the butterflies. I feel for a lot of you, you're going through a transformation. The World, to me, represents going through a birthing process or being kind of like reborn, right? But it kind of says you're in the squeeze. You're being kind of squoze out the other side. And it can be a heavy energy. What I would say here is I feel like you need to be, that this row here is saying that your success is kind of like being guided by your desire with the Ten of Pentacles. It's kind of interesting that, there are like these passion flowers. Those flowers right there are passion flowers. And, passion flower, again, I'm not a doctor. Do not take this as medical advice, blah, 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 blah. There's your disclaimer, right? But passion flower, the herb is considered to be like a sedative, and it's considered to be like a mood booster as well, I think. And, I'm not suggesting that you take that, by the way. Again, I am not a doctor. Please go to the doctor. I don't know how many times I can say it. But what I would say here is that I feel like there's something that makes you feel good, right? And this is like a process. This is something that you do. It could be, or it's something that you think about with the Knight of Wands. I feel like some of you could be thinking, maybe you're thinking about another location that you want to move to. Again, Uranus will be in Taurus until the end of 2025. So you're going to be thinking quite a bit about moving, traveling, doing all those things, right? And so I feel for a lot of you, that's definitely part of it, is that you could be moving or traveling and going on an adventure with the Knight of Wands. For others, I feel like there's like a goal. And I always say this to you because it comes up every single time, that there is a goal, something that you see as being able to provide for you for a very long period of time. It could be love. Ten of Pentacles is the best love card in the deck. It's everything you want in love, pretty much. It is like the tree of life. For others, it could just be success in work or business. But let's see where this is going. Four Wands, marriage, definitely love potential. There's new love coming in for you here, Virgo. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, juggling too much, right? It's funny that I knew I knew something was going to come up here about not focusing. Like I was saying, I don't know why that popped into my head, but it did with that Eight of Pentacles. There is something about focus here, like needing to draw your focus. Again, that story popped into my head where it's kind of like I talked to a lot of businesses. In my past life, I was before I started doing tarot, I worked with a lot of businesses and marketing. And I would notice that there would be like two businesses, like one where they were just like scattered and they were trying to get everybody to do everything. They were trying to be everything and all that other stuff. And then there would be another business, laser focused, right? And the laser focused businesses were always the most successful. This is not a business message. I mean, it could be, but what I'm saying here is I feel like for all of you, it doesn't matter, like in any area of your life that you're trying to get healthy, if you're trying to get healthy in your health, right? That slipped out, so it could be your health. But, in any area of your life where you're trying to find success, it's like that laser focus is what's going to make you more successful. I think that there's like an illusion. Neptune and Pisces, right? That opposes you, Neptune and Pisces. So there could be this illusion in your head where you feel like you have to do a million different things, where you feel like you have to do all these different things. But actually, the opposite is true. It's like laser focusing on kind of like one thing that works is your answer. You have the Scorpion card, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So, I would laser focus. Two of Pentacles is kind of like multitasking, but it's not, kind of on the negative side of things, it can represent not getting anything done. So I would focus. Yeah, stick to a plan. Emperor, for sure. I feel like you need to stick to a plan at this time. For some reason, I'm getting freedom. I'm almost getting like Emperor in reverse, but I'm seeing this as a kind of like a release for you here, Virgo, where I feel that combination is saying that you're being released from some kind of very controlling energy. But I feel like the controlling energy that you're being released from, it could be like a global energy. And what I mean by that is like if you want to travel, obviously the world is kind of starting to open back up after COVID. So things could just be opening back up for you here is kind of what I'm feeling. Next, you have the most important card I feel here in your reading, and that's this Scorpion card. The tip of his stinger there is glowing on this card, and this card represents kind of getting to the heart of the matter, getting to that fine little, it's a very tiny little fine point on the end of that stinger, and that's what I'm kind of getting here. And even in the book for this deck, this is the Tarot of the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle, she says something about this kind of representing like the hot point or something like that, right? And so I feel that this reading is saying you need to get to the kind of like the heart of the matter. And that's probably your most important advice this week is to get rid of the fluff, get rid of the excess, and do what works and kind of like focus on one thing at this time. You have the King of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Cups here. Could be a fire sign coming in for you with this King of Wands energy. So I do feel that there could be love coming in for you with the King of Wands here. And it could be a fire sign. You keep getting a fire sign in your readings. For some of you, I am picking up as like a fire Venus as well. So, most people, I know plenty of people that ask for birth information from the people that they go out with. But, you might not know where their Venus sign is. But I do feel that some of you could be dating or meeting someone who has a fire Venus sign. I would say if you're looking for love, this looks really good. Definitely like a solid love offer with the Ace of Cups. For others, I feel like doing what you truly desire to be doing at this time, Knight of Wands with the King of Wands, that is going to lead to your emotions overflowing, butterflies coming out of this cup here, Virgo. So I feel like doing what you truly desire is what is going to bring in the most energy for you here. And yeah, I really definitely like that. it's like going this way here, this first diagonal, you have the Eight of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and then this Ace of Cups. It's almost like saying, you know, you're definitely walking away from poverty, probably. And again, this is not just financial poverty. I feel like you could be experiencing lack in pretty much any area of your life. It's going to be different for all of you. And it's like you're going towards, you know, something overflowing, whether that's love or money or whatever. So let's see where this is going. You have the Three of Wands, expansion, growth. Pretty much everybody has been getting an energy of expansion or growth at this time. You have the Knight of Wands, right? Knight of Wands with that Queen of Cups is like really nurturing something that you care about deeply. So I feel like you deeply, deeply care about something like an opportunity, a business idea, a job, whatever. And I feel like you need to kind of like nurture it. And you have the Four of Pentacles. For a lot of you, I feel like what you're achieving is something that you've wanted to achieve for a very long period of time. Again, you're definitely one of those signs where I feel like your readings kind of just repeat themselves, and that makes sense to me. I mean, people always say you say the same thing. I'm like, yeah, well, it's like from week to week. It's like we're typically, you know, if we're like trying to accomplish a goal, it's going to take a while for us to accomplish, you know, a big goal or a big move or something like that. So it's like, yeah, of course, it's going to be the same from week to week because it's like you're kind of working towards the same thing. But I feel like for a lot of you, you are definitely working towards one main goal with this world type energy here. And I feel like you will be accomplishing it. For others, I do feel like there is love coming in for you here. Let's get nosy. We'll take this. I feel like I need to take this. Yeah, you have this occupation card. Definitely hard-working week for sure. You have that Eight of Pentacles. Like I said, I feel like you're kind of like definitely working. Chariot, I do feel like there could be someone coming from a distance. Three of Wands, the World here. You have the Six of Swords, improvements in your love life. And the High Priestess could be a Pisces, could be a water sign in general coming in for you. You have the Chariot, you have Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces showing up here. So it could be a water sign coming in for you. I dropped a card over there. It's the Four of Swords, if you're wondering. But I feel major improvements coming in for you because of that Six of Swords. Let's see, where's this going? Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're moving forward a little cautiously as far as love is concerned. You have the Seven of Cups. I would focus at this time, for sure. Your whole entire reading is saying it's extremely important that you focus this week on what's important. Neptune and Pisces. I would be careful of that Neptune and Pisces Seven of Cups energy because that is like, you could be thinking, oh, like this is important, that's important, this is important, this is important, this is important, when it's not important at all, right? It's like, kind of reminds me, I don't know if you've ever like had one of those managers at work, for example, who is always running around with a chicken with their head cut off, right? I used to work with this girl, nicest girl in the world, but man, I'll tell you what, she used to like run around and be freaking, I worked at Starbucks, right? And not an important job, basically. And, well, it is important, but, you know, like I said, it wasn't a life or death situation. She acted like every little thing that happened was a life or death situation. When she was working, it was absolute chaos, right? Nothing got done. When other people were working had cooler heads, guess what? Things worked. I get that energy here where it's kind of like, don't try to make something a life or death situation when it isn't. You know, I'm getting like this need to like really simplify things this week. And keep things simple. I feel like it'll just make your week better, you know, just in general, and less chaos. And you have the Strength card. I feel like you've been waiting for a long time. For some of you, I do this is one of those like weird messages that slips in right at the end here. I get that feeling of like, it's almost like you're on the edge. You know, so you could be feeling like you're on the edge at this time. And it's almost like you're waiting for something, but you don't know what, you know? It's kind of like a weird feeling I get where you could be feeling like something is coming, you know, like that anxiety where it's almost like you feel like you're waiting for something, but it's like you don't know what it is, or you're waiting for something to happen, but you're not sure if it's going to happen. It's like kind of that back and forth energy. What's the solution to this? Eight of Wands, probably to talk about it, literally. So for some of you, if you're feeling that on edge thing, like sometimes I think if we verbalize that to a person or even to ourselves, like in a journal or something, that can be very beneficial. And that might be what you want to do here. I would just verbalize it and call it out. So that's what I would say there. One of my favorite people of all time, Kyle Cease, he says that, don't quote me on this because I can't remember his exact words, but he basically says, like if you're feeling anxious, he always says, I'm feeling anxious and I love that. Or, you know, I'm feeling sad and I love that. He calls out the emotion. And it works. So that might be something you want to try. So this is a good reading. Very interesting. So thank you for being here. Get to the point is what I'm going to say to you, Virgo. That's the whole point of this reading. It's a good reading, but I would get to the point. So thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.